Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. Now let's get into the mess. Hey family, welcome back to the channel, Laugh, Gags, and Gossip. And I'm not going to keep you long because I got these new these things in the Invisalign and I'm trying to get my teeth straight. So it's hard for me to talk, but please family, share this video. Like this video. I got the smoking gun for you. Yes, I'm going to stall just a little bit, waiting for a few more people to come in. But listen, can you guys let me know if you can hear me too? Because I know I've been having some internet connection issues. So I just want to make sure everybody can hear. You guys, we got the smoking gun about Kevin Samuels. And we have proof. I don't know if he was still married, but there's information going around that allegedly he may have still been married to his last wife, Tanasha Fryer. Okay, can somebody go into the comments and let me know whether or not you can hear me? I think we have a smoking gun here. We got some information you guys are going to want to hear from the ex-wife. Well, allegedly could still be the wife that he may have been married to upon his death. Jump in the comments and let me know if you hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, you guys. So, a lot of content creators have been coming out in the last 48 hours saying that allegedly Kevin Samuels is possibly still married and never got a divorce from his wife. Can somebody in the comments just let me know if you can hear me? Because I don't want to have to repeat this. I just want to make sure you guys can hear what I'm saying. So they're saying that, he was married twice. So we know that they're going over whether or not he was buried, whether or not there's been an actual funeral. There's information that he may have been cremated. There's just a lot of information out there floating around. For a high value man, it seems like his business was not in order. Well, the last wife that everybody's talking about is Tanasha Fryer. Now let's look at a little details about what they're saying about Tanasha. I'm not going to go to the site where they show the history of the who's dated who, because I want to stay on. I don't want to lose this information that I have. I don't want to lose this page. But per the information, it says that Tanasha Fryer and Kevin Samuels were married in 2008. It does say that they were divorced. However, nobody has been able to find that divorce decree, which is, with all of the information and data online, somebody should have been able to find that. It says they were separated in 2011. Well, if you watched him appear on Vlad, that sounds about right. He said they were together about 3 years, and it says they were together for 14 years. Well, that doesn't make sense. If they were married in 2008, separated in 2011, if we take the 2008 plus 14, that does give us a 14-year relationship. That's 2022, which will be this year, which would make me believe that possibly they were still married. Because remember, prior to that relationship, he was married to the Sheree lady, Sherrye, I believe. Okay, so we got all that out the way. People are trying to find, who this woman was. And if you look at the thumbnail, I have her picture on the thumbnail. Okay, you guys. So I'm looking around. Basically, the information that I got is that she is a massage therapist. She's an actress, and they give her location. Hey, Cinnamon. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. It says that she's a massage therapist, and I won't put her state because if you look her name up, I didn't put her name out there. Everybody's putting it out there. So, but if you look her up, you'll see the state that she's in. She's a massage therapist. She's an actress. And if you go to Facebook, there's a page. It's called Kevin Tanasha Samuels. And it shows their wedding pictures, which is what I have on the thumbnail. So you'll see that relationship. And so I was just kind of browsing around, just trying to, get more information about her. Okay, you guys. Not only is she an actress, she published a book last year. Okay, she published a book. Now, like I said, I don't want to lose you guys, so I'm not gonna go back. Wait, give me 1 second so I can get my other phone. Hold on. So she published a book, and let me see. The book is entitled. It's a poetry book, and the book is entitled. Let me see. It's called "Gracefully." Is that gracefully? Gracefully Broken. So I just purchased it tonight because I'm like, okay, well, they talk about poetry. And, anytime a woman is talking about being broken, she getting into her relationships. That's just like when we write love songs. It's like you giving all the tea, you spilling all the tea. So, I purchased the book, and it's a short read. I think it says it can be read in like an hour or something like that. So as I'm going through, I'm trying to find, does she talk about the marriage? Does she give any hints or details of the relationship, you guys? I'm telling you, this is a smoking gun, allegedly, because we got to read between the lines. She doesn't name him, but she was married to him, allegedly. Now listen to this. So we're going to start. I'm just going to read a few of the poems. This is in her own words. This woman is talking about her relationship and her marriage to Kevin. Yeah, my dog is getting pissed. I know. It's okay, baby. It's all good. We talking about Kevin Samuels, but chill out, okay? Look, Lala, don't start now. Any other time you will be cool. Okay. Okay, you can come. You gotta come. You guys, I gotta let him come sit up here with me so he'll chill. Come on, you wanna come with me? We gotta talk about Kevin and his wife. Come on now. Okay. So this is so we're gonna start right here. It says, and I'm assuming this book was published last year in 2021. So we're talking about she was married to him in 2008. They said they had a 14-year relationship. So, I mean, if you kind of put things together, I'm sure this was him. I'm assuming, of course, it's all allegedly because none of this is fact-based. But listen to this. Okay, so this is a compilation of her poetry. This dude really thought he was something. Thought I wanted him for his stuff, which was nothing. Couldn't see, didn't want to see, didn't want to believe that I married him because I loved him. We can probably venture to say that Kevin is the man. If this is the woman that he was married to, and it looks like everything is pointing to her, that he's the man she's referring to. He didn't want to believe that I married him because I loved him. Well, I loved his representative. Woo! Come on, y'all. Let's talk about it. Everybody's saying this man is a con and a fraud and a scam. I loved his representative because behind closed doors, his monster jumped out. Monster? So that means maybe split personality, dual personalities. Chaos ensued and there was no recovery. He let the enemy win. Yep, the head, the leader, the one in charge, had a friend who spoke negatively to his mind and spirit, which overtook the look, had us both shook, and put use each down in a brook until we just floated away. Now, come on now. Where's okay, wait. The pic of what? You asking the picture of the wife? She's on the thumbnail. I'll get to the picture, but I want to get through this the poetry because I don't want to lose I had to put this on my Kindle and everything, so I don't want to lose it. So that's one. So we know she's talking about the marriage, and she said who's the mind that spoke negatively to his mind and spirit, which if we are to believe what they're saying about Kevin Samuels, he may have had some issues for somebody to, if he was really the con artist that people are saying he is in the fraud, that means that there may have been some mental issues going on. I'm just thinking. Okay, it says no more mention. So no more men. Now, here we go, you guys. Now we done got through her seeing the marriage. He thought she wanted him for what he had. Remember, he's always talking about women marrying up and they want a high value man. Maybe at the time he wasn't a high value man. Well, based on the information that we know, he probably wasn't a high value man. And so, she's chronicling the fact that he thinks that she wants him for what he has. And she's saying, no, I loved you. I was in love with you. Okay, so this next poem is called A Poetry, compilation Heartache and Triumph. It says, no more mention. 30 days after the dotted line has signed, subsiding thoughts of emotional hurt and pain. Thankful God removed me from the behavior. Insane. 30 days after the dotted line has signed, subsiding thoughts of emotional hurt and pain. Thankful God removed me from the behavior. Insane. During this time, I hug me, love me, heal me in God's grace. A process to glide in my own pace. Thankful for the people who stepped in and showed their face. Okay, wait. History of when we met. The day of the cake, red velvet. Diminished the future of forever love, just melted. The alter ego, pretender. Listen, this is chronicling everything that they've been saying about him. The alter ego, the pretender. From, this person who was kind of corny and quirky. If you look at his earlier videos, the pretender, the Mr. Mac Daddy suave person, if he's renting a room, fake it till you make it, telling everybody you need to be this high value 6-figure man when he allegedly was behind in bills or just not at the level he told other people they needed to be. The alter ego, pretender, broken part of you was so unexpected. 30 days after the dotted line has signed, I have a clear mind. No more worries of increased hypertension, just a better comprehension, which leads me to say that you are worthy of no more mention. Okay. Here's another one. Before it's too late. You like putting women down. Bingo. You like putting women down. If that ain't Kevin, if that is not what he's been accused of, I don't know who else it is. You like putting women down. You wear that ill will like a crown. He was pompous and arrogant and proud of the way that he talked to women. I mean, it says right here, you strategize when to turn their smile upside down. I mean, and that's kind of like if you watch his videos, it's like he was smug in it. He knew that he was going to say some hurtful-ish. And it's like he took pride in it because you secretly wear a frown. You're consumed with your own misery, jealous by their success. Oh my God, y'all. If this is not her letting us inside the mind of a sociopath, hey, again, these are all allegations, but he fits the profile. You know how they say an FBI profile? This fits the profile of Kevin Samuels. I'm sorry. And it was his wife. Pretending to love and enhance their ability. He's pretending to try to make women be better. The whole facade of, I'm a image consultant. No, you're not. You're out here tearing women down. Half of the time, the things that he said to women were so negative, telling women you're average at best. Who needs to hear that? When deeply you're a fucking mess. When you realize your insecurity is your fall, the fear you live by keeps you against the wall. Not the women who've tried to love you and show you a better way. You constantly keep them at bay, rejecting their flaws and lack of perfection. See, that's a thing. He nitpicked at women with their weight, what they look like, your height, you have kids, rejecting their flaws and lack of perfection when it's actually your own reflection. It's actually him. He was the person he was putting down. You can't stand to see them fly. You sabotage, leaving them asking why. Run back from whence you came to hibernate, then again to begin the game. You emerge as if you are the victor, but you're a small man because you picked her, tricked her, contradicted her, you afflicted her, you predicted her. Understand though, there's always consequences to your flow. Before you know it, God will show it. Oh my God. Believe in him or not, he's going to touch your right spot. Show you what it's like to not take flight, uncovering your blind eyes and malice heart so you can't stop tearing others apart. I mean, this woman has written their history, their legacy, so you can stop tearing others apart. It says, okay, let's look at the irony of this. Believe in him or not. And she's talking, let's go back. She's talking about before you know it, God will show it. Believe in him or not, he's going to touch your right spot. Show you what it's like to not take flight, uncovering your blind eyes and malice heart so you can stop tearing others apart, leading you to a crossroad, seeing which way you choose. If you don't take the right one, you'll definitely continue to lose. You will keep being a fool, or you will take the path to get schooled. He will lead you out of the path of your darkness into the light. And you know, when people die, they say you're going into the light. Release past pain that came to you into the night. Stop hurting women. Stop calling them names. Come on now. Are you guys in there? Let me see. My fur baby hates when my attention is off him. So codependent. Exactly, right? He kind of settled down now, though. Come on, you guys. If she is not describing her husband at the time or ex, Kevin, I don't know what is. Stop hurting yourself and going insane. Remember when I said you emerge a victor? Decide to follow him genuinely because he is the predictor of your fate. Don't fret, not using you as bait. Just me telling you before it's too late. Damn. And then his dream where the butterflies are. But I want to go back to another one. Let me see. I got to go back a little bit further. No more mention. It's a little different on my I had it on my cell phone, so I'm looking. Let me see if I could find it here. I wanted to share with you guys. But anyway, while I'm looking for that, can y'all feel the fact that this woman is talking about how evil and how bad their marriage was? And she's pretty much talking about Kevin. There's one part in here where she says, you will be exposed. And that's the one that's when I said, oh, hell, this is who she's talking about. Oh, she talks about him being her mate. Let's not forget the past when words spill from your lips. And then she naturally, because under the moon, you look the way you look at me. Okay, so she's still in love. Then she talks about her body tingling. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is one. Let me see how I can get here. Don't try to change me. Because, I mean, one thing about Kevin is that we know that he was always telling people, you need to change and this and that, and you're not good enough. And, and so she has one in here where she says, let's see. Let me try to get here. Don't try to change me, Mira. See, don't try to change me. At this stage of the game, not too much will change. So don't try to change me. I'm at peace with who I am, how I am, where I am. The one will have to accept all of me as I be. And, I think that's a common theme with Kevin is that He always made it seem like women, you would have to, you just weren't good enough, and if you had a high value man, that you have to be this size and do this and accept all of these things from a man, and just be his doormat in order to have a man and share. And especially if you were of a certain age. Unique, embrace my dreams, passions, and flaws, my gifts, talents, and walls. That will come down when I so choose. You see, I have to protect me because no one else around will do it. So don't try to change me. He's always telling women what they need to do. Okay, here's another one. Listen to the beat. One thing is for sure, my heart is pure. It will remain the same even after all the disdain. So I'm interpreting this as meaning, after the marriage and all the bad things that happen, that she's still going to be strong and she's going to continue to endure the stench of the other's manure, the stench of his bullshit, basically, the hurt, the lies from the lame in which they each no longer have a name. These things have taught me lessons. I'm no longer immature, can't hide in shadows, feeling obscure. So we know that probably more than likely there was a lot of I don't want to say infidelity, but definitely lies. I've stepped off the playground. They can have their games. Not a notch on their belts for their fake ass fame. Fake ass fame. Look how quickly Kevin rose to, well, infamy, to be famous, however you want to look at it. But she says not a notch on their belts for their fake ass fame. I mean, it's like a fake ass fame, because if you're on one side and you're looking at his life and some of the things that are being exposed, it was all a facade. It was all a dream. I used to be, like, it's fake. It wasn't real. Fake ass fame, because people don't really know what's in the background. My heart is a complex structure created with great contour, made with healing and love that only God can cure. Then she goes on, metaphorically speaking. I don't think this one was so great, but oh, pardon me, I didn't mean to ring your bell. I thought love lived here. Oh, not anymore. You see, I once had love on a two-way street. Oh yeah, this is the one. She kind of goes into all the different songs, but it turned around and became a thin line between love and hate, which had led me to find this place called Heartbreak Hotel, while I cried out, let's stay together. I felt like I was rolling in deep. Sorry to bother you with my blues on this gloomy Sunday, but I had to confess that this is my life, this love drought. I just wanted love and happiness. Al Green, okay? Distraught. I am so hurt. I thought you were the man to heal my heart, but instead you added to the pain. And my mind and my heart are now flawed with the thought of you and her sharing anything close to what we had. I want to make sense of how my world got turned inside out. But then I think, hell, I'm mad. So I'm feeling like, how dare you deceive me? I shout. I feel like there was some infidelity, like maybe he cheated. That's what I'm thinking on that one. And this one, I find myself missing you, Maurice Day. I look through your pictures on social media and on my phone, looking at how happy we look together. Now that is if you go to the Facebook page, which is Kevin and Tanasha Samuels, you'll see that picture. Like I said, the picture that's on the thumbnail. You'll see them, and it must be like on their wedding day, or they're doing some kind of a pose where he's behind her. It's a really pretty picture, and she's showing her ring, and they're kind of holding each other. Still wondering in my mind, how could you give yourself to another? How could you betray me, us, the things you said? You were tearing down my walls. He tears down women a lot, and completely winning my heart. I was finally ready to go the extra mile with you. I wanted to since the beginning, but your limitations kept me hesitant. What were those limitations? You didn't believe in yourself. Yeah, so you lied. I mean, we see so many contradictory interviews that he has done. She's calling it out here. You didn't believe in yourself. Anybody who has that much vitriol and talks to people that way, they have to be somewhat miserable. I don't believe you have to be that negative and berate people to be an image consultant. That wouldn't work for me. As soon as you start tearing me down, no, I don't think that's operating in building somebody up. That's not good bedside manner. Even as a parent, I don't believe you tear your children down. You guide them in love. And even if as an image consultant, you wouldn't necessarily love your clients, but you should have a spirit of positivity. This man was just, he had some good points, but his delivery sometimes was just horrible. I wanted to since the beginning, but your limitations kept me hesitant. You didn't believe in yourself. You didn't show enough love for yourself. That's why I couldn't understand how you could love me not. And that's the thing. A lot of the things that he said were probably directed at himself. He was projecting. Blue Funk. What happens when my eyes no longer see you, no longer near you? What happens when my touch no longer feels you, my love no longer hungers you? What happens when I walk alone, but I don't feel the ground without you? What happens when I try to fly, but I become grounded without your smile? Among wine and food and joyous crowds lies my misery. Among laughter and my spirit lies my tears. I will miss you. Character. Each day, something is revealed about the character of a dark heart. Oh my God. Listen, if this is not poetic, every day we're learning something new about this man and his death. And I'm not saying it's all true, but every day something new is revealed, good, bad, and different. Character. He talks about a high value man. One thing I said is he never talks about morality, morals and integrity. Look at what she says, character. Each day something is revealed about the character of a dark heart. His message, although he claims it was to be inspiring, it was dark. And some women say it was uplifting, but overwhelmingly it was dark and negative. I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to see that he was putting people down. And I think the biggest part is the hypocrisy. Let's say he even meant it and he was trying to be helpful. You're not there yourself. How can you tell somebody to practice what you preach when you don't do it yourself? It's so disingenuous. In this, I am thankful for God's covering. Now, this one is foreshadowing. I spoke with the dark shadow last night, and he tried to convince me to come to his side. I didn't fall for his non-reflective ways or the covert hypnosis he tried to play. He was so diligent in changing his form and the words he did say. This is, again, allegedly, I'm saying Kevin. He was so diligent in changing his form and the words he did say. Remember the charlatan, the whole, how he moved from being that quirky kind of, corny type of guy into this suave Mac Daddy. He was very calculated and calculating in the way he spoke when he developed this persona. So back to what she says, he was so diligent in changing his form and the words he did say. Standing steadfast with armor is what I did. Then I turned on the light and he went away. Meaning, once she was able to really see him for what he was, the light, just like I said, it's like the Wizard of Oz pulling back that curtain. And the Oz is no longer the Oz. It's just some old man back there who's been able to manipulate people, conning people with a little bit of what they thought was magic, and it's some machinery, but it's all smoke and mirrors. That's what it is. When you turn on the light, you're able to see the little foxes. So if you listen to, if you're able to read her, if you're able to go and just look at what she's talking about, I think it's deep. It gives a lot of insight into Kevin, especially since she was married to him. And I believe that he is the man that she's speaking of. And you get, just like in a romantic song, You're getting information about their relationship. The little foxes that spoil the vine, they can mess with your mind and time, not paying attention, not taking heed, not listening to the little mustard seed, spending your time in the looking glass, being consumed with your own ass. Right. Remember, he was very into himself. He was very into his own imagery, what he looked like, not mindful of all creation, setting up your own devastation. Oh my God. Listen to this line, refusing to give compassion. I've even said that no empathy when you're talking about these women with children. You don't know their story. You don't know how they became single moms. You don't know. Never get, oh, you're a single mom, you look like a football player, nobody's going to want you, you're low value. Refusing to give compassion, forgetting to be kind. Instead of serving, you ration. Those little sweet nothings decline. You see an optical illusion, a mirage. When you give little of self, you sabotage. Absentee, ever since they took your life. Okay, that I believe that was a little different. That's somebody that passed. Um, uh, yeah, somebody died. Pride. I'm not talking about the lion. It will stick to you like the pack. It will be strategic in its prey. It will wait for the right moment to attack. Pride. I'm not talking about the lion. It will expect to be treated like a king with disregard to others, and sometimes it will kill its own brother. Pride. I'm not talking about the lion. It moves in and takes over unapologetically. It won't allow you to roam free internally and mask itself in the main, sending chemical rejections to the brain. Pride. I'm not talking about the lion. Okay. Double minded. Oh, now, definitely this man was double minded. Again, allegedly, in my opinion, because again, we see from where he started and how he crafted this persona. He starts off with this, image consultant, kind of nerdy. The bow tie was off. I mean, he says he was into fashion, but when you look at him from the beginning, he was a little disheveled. And then renting the room, all of these things. But you're out here pretending to be high value towards the end. Double minded. What do they call them? Narcissists. That's right. Did she say narcissist? Didn't a lot of people say that about him? Double minded, charlatan, liar. What do they call them? Narcissists. That's right. So covert, they hide in plain sight. He fooled so many people. A lot of stuff is coming out now. Did people that knew him, did they know what was going on behind the scenes? Or were they just as fooled as the most of the manosphere? Like, are you telling me that they didn't know? Nobody questioned, the 900 square foot apartment. And that's okay. That's okay. But there are just some things that high value men have that are just, homes and real estate and stuff like that. Although they said that he has money, but sometimes you can have money, but you can't put things in your name. I mean, there could be a lot of issues. But are you telling me that even people close to him weren't able to see through the con? It's like that movie, Inventing Anna, right? And last night I started watching 6 Degrees of Separation with Will Smith, and how and that was a true story as well, how this guy pretended to be Sidney Poitier's son and was able to con his way into high society in New York. Black kid too, with a group of white people. And that was, like, I think one of Will Smith's first movies. But Kevin Samuels, this is the same kind of con. And he even talks about himself as being the Hitch of image consulting and matchmaking. So, I mean, when I looked at 6 Degrees of Separation, I'm like, bingo, another, finger pointed at him, a charlatan, a chameleon. But she says double-minded. What do they call them? Narcissists. That's right. so covert, hide in plain sight, prowling for the next mark. He fooled a lot of people strategically with charm and no bark, parading the gaslighting moves for all to see. Come on, y'all. This is her. She giving us the playbook. She scripted it in poetry, but she's letting you know this is the smoking gun, strategically with charm and no bark. You know, Kevin Samuels, he was articulate, and he would talk down and berate people. He didn't get wild and loud. You no good. Your mother. He didn't do all that rah rah stuff. He would sit there and very intelligently, sardonically humiliate and insult people. He did it with charm and no bark. I won't say charm, but I'm just saying he did it. It was callous, but it wasn't. It wasn't with loud and cursing. He did it very smooth, like very matter of factly, parading the gaslighting moves for all to see. Gaslighting, lying to everybody. Ain't telling people you need to be a six-figure, high value, make this kind of money, and do you, sir? Towards the end, maybe, but not when you first started talking about it. And from what people are saying, allegedly, not the 5 years that you would need to have been making the six figures to be considered high value. I'm just saying. Look at me. And that was his persona because he dressed nice. His whole set towards the end where he had the scene, the desk and the candles and the fragrance and the cologne and the suits, very polished. It's like all show and no substance. A suit and a tie can make some people think that you are somebody. It's not the suit, it's what's in the suit, your mind. Seeking approval, affirmation, and praise. Y'all, if this is not her talking about him, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, if you ever took a class or, had to do poetry, I forget, decipher it in school or whatever, this is it. While in the corner, their victim is in a daze. Yeah, the women that he's talking to on the phone, like after you're humiliating them in front of thousands of people, I mean, I'm sure they're stunned. Like, what? Once they steal, kill, or try to destroy the one that once brought them joy, they've used, bruised, and abused. Then toss out like a chewed up toy. But before that, they flip flop. Okay, we know he was a flip flop. 1 minute, he was a chemical engineer. He was a sommelier. He was what else was he? Insurance salesman. They want to put law firm wanted to put him in law school. Image consultant. This man has had so many positions. I mean, more than I can even think of. The smear campaign, the classic flaw that reveals the thoughts of a person insane. Now, I don't know. I always say I'm not a clinician, so I would never say one's mental health or capacity. I don't know, insane, but definitely some duality and personality or something, like a double-minded, as she pointed out before. Lack of sympathy, show no empathy, but enjoys being the point of pain. Some narcs know what they do. Some don't have a clue. Okay, so let's go back to lack of sympathy. We said that. Show no empathy. Said that. Enjoys being the point of pain. It's like he really enjoyed sitting up there. That's why he became so good at it. I mean, he would seem like he would like dishing out negative comments to people. You know how people say, constructive criticism is good. Was it really constructive what he did? I don't think so. And he would enjoy it. He would just have like a smirk on his face and be like, and don't challenge him. If you ever challenge, especially as a woman, you could never say anything. Although sometimes some of the women is like, did you not hear the question? Answer the question, because this man is going to try to berate you. But anyway, she says some narcs know what they do. Again, if this is Kevin she's referring to this man as a narcissist. She's referring to him as a narcissist. Some don't have a clue. Unstable on the board game. They vow to never lose, constantly blaming others, selfishly expressing their druthers. Once the mask is discovered, because he was fake, a fraud, the mask. Once you pull the mask off, you see the real person. Take heed, because they'll make you suffer. Fake vows. Okay, now we get into the marriage, right? On February 8th, I stared evil in the face. I didn't flinch. I didn't move. I didn't back down. This courage made that spirit frown. I didn't cower because it then will have power. Saw it couldn't take my light. Got uptight. Realized it couldn't win that fight. Called for backup to do me in. Going to the place with true love wins. Escorted through the door from evil. Into the freedom I've always known, where the white doves have flown, the place that's opposite of hell, the place from whence he fell. To be embraced the way I deserve, to be reminded and uplifted that I am in no way sadistic, that I am chosen and my heart is golden. And the beats for the one and only, This time will pass and no longer will exist. A damaged soul was in the mist. I'm assuming the damaged soul was his. A filler in the moment of transition where flesh was on a mission, like fruitless acknowledgement in a book, a chapter forsaken like words never took. Mature. Oh, okay, you guys, let me see. Okay. Now we're getting into where she's, again, think about this, not literally, but think about how she's writing her emotions down, and she's given us the playbook of their marriage. Mature. So she's probably gone through some healing. Listen to this. Okay, this is, I think I said smoking gun a couple times, but this is the smoking gun. If you tell anybody to get this book or to listen to this, please share this video. And please, I can't see what you guys are saying. Let me stop for a second. If this is true, God took him before he could enjoy his materialistic goods. When was the book written? It was written in 2021, so last year. He never spoke of emotions. Not every man is looking for not every man is looking for what he assuming. Exactly. Okay, so now we're talking about maturity. Listen to this, y'all. Listen. This is her. Now, remember, this was published last year. We don't know when she wrote it, though, right? But it was published last year. My flesh wants to express and reveal. Oh, Lord Jesus. So can you imagine? Think about it. When you talk, she wants to express and reveal. She's mad. I mean, they've had this relationship. They're not together. I don't know if they ever did get divorced. People are saying that they didn't. And let's say they did. It doesn't even matter. But now all of a sudden he's blown up to be this person. I don't care if you were married to him, and if it ended in divorce or if it ended, there probably was something negative that happened. Everything that we read, you could see that there's some brokenness and there's some hurt there. This man must have hurt her to some degree. Now he blows up. He becomes this big wig. We all know that it's alleged that he was a fraud. She wants to express and reveal. She wants to tell. She wants the world to know you lying. Let me tell them who you really are. The real deal. But my spirit says knit. God is not through yet. This is his battle, and it is not my place to tattle. She wanted to tell y'all. So the manosphere, be very clear. Y'all go out and tell the manosphere if they got any questions about if this is his ex-wife or current wife. She is telling us everything here. It's documented, it's written. The only thing is I'm speaking it, and it's not her. But these are her words. My flesh wants to express and reveal. Reveal what? The real deal, you're a liar. But my spirit says knit. God is not through yet. Let God do it. God will reveal all. God. This is his battle, and it is not my place to tattle. Remember, one of the wives, I don't know if it was the first wife or the second wife. Oh, actually it was the first wife, because that was the one that they said had the issue with him with child support. She was supposed to come forward and talk about it, or release some information on him. But apparently something happened. They had an out of court settlement, and it never went, it was never publicized. So we didn't hear any more about it. She didn't say anything. This wife here, apparently she was a good woman. She says, I want to tell, man, I want everybody to know. But she says, God is not through yet. It's not my battle. God will reveal it. It is not my place to tattle. Be still. Peace, be still. And look at it now. Who would have thought that she wrote this book? I mean, it's just too much. It's too much. Per his word, the wicked will perish as they use his name in vain. He whispers to me, daughter, stay focused on me and know that you are in my name. I have told you that all things work together for good, even if you were misunderstood. It's not your battle, sweetie. It's God's. Take heart to know that my light will always shine on you through and through, and no one will ever take that away from you. Just be still and follow my will. Hold your head up high, and very soon you will fly like an eagle. Revelation. 6 months in. So I'm thinking, okay, I didn't get through all of them, but let's see. This dude really thought he was something. Thought I wanted him for stuff. We already went over that. Couldn't see I didn't want him. Didn't want to believe that I married him because I loved him. So again, she's talking about, I'm assuming Kevin. Well, I loved his representative because behind closed doors, his monster jumped out. Chaos ensued, and there was no recovery. Now, as nasty as he is to women on screen, in his videos, can you imagine living with somebody like that? Being nitpicky, you never good enough, watching everything, you got to be perfect. Come on. He let the enemy win. Yep, the head, the leader, the one in charge had a friend who spoke negatively to his mind and spirit, which overtook the look, had both of us shook and put use each down in a brook until we just floated away. And then we already went over the 30-day, the alter ego pretender, broken part of you was so unexpected. 30 days after the dotted line had cleared out, on my mind before it's too late. You like putting women down. You wear that ill will like a crown. This is him because you secretly wear a frown. You're consumed with your own misery. Come on, people. I mean, Dee says she described him to a T. Girl, to a T. It's like she's giving us the whole playbook of their marriage, the negativity, the who he was. She said he was a narcissist, a fake ass fame. When deeply you're a fucking mess. Basically saying you sitting up here telling people how to be in relationships and an image consultant when you the one that's upped up. You're insecure. You live by fear. You constantly keep women at bay. His message was always, men don't need women. We only need you for sex. Keeping women at bay. Why? Is it possible that he was gay? And really didn't like women? Maybe, at his age, generation, maybe homosexuality wasn't as accepted when he was growing up as it is now, because it's not such a big deal now. But maybe in his environment, from where he's from and how he grew up, maybe he could never be who he really wanted to be, because his obsession with fashion, although, loving fashion doesn't mean you're gay. But if you look at some of his earlier pictures, he does look a little feminine, and just the way he, kind of carried himself. I could see him kind of being in the closet a little bit. Cinnamon 1756 said, we actually saw everything she says. We just didn't have proof. Man, I think if you really look at this, if you listen to her writings, I don't know how you could not see that she's pretty much saying he's a fraud. And I'm not laughing at that, but she's pretty much saying this man is a fraud. She's saying she wants to tell. She's not telling us everything, but I don't think that at the time, because he kind of expired a lot earlier than I think people would have assumed. So she probably just didn't even think that this book would be relevant or anybody would put them together. But she's pretty much letting us know that there was a dark side to him and that he really wasn't who he said he is. Those were the big ones for me, but I'm just kind of scrolling through to see if we can see anything else. But you're a small man because you picked her, tricked her, contradicted her, you afflicted her, you predicted her. Understand though, there's always consequences to your flow. Before you know it, God will show it. Believe in him or not, he's going to touch your right spot. God still sits on the throne. Uncovering your blind eyes and malice heart so you can stop tearing others apart. Man, when I read this again, I mean, it's like uncover your blind eyes and malice heart so you can stop tearing others apart. If he died of a heart attack, your malice heart, it stopped. Your malice heart stopped so you can stop tearing others apart. I mean, this is just too deep for me. This is deep. I'm sorry. Leading you to a crossroad, seeing which way you choose. If you don't take the right one, you will definitely continue to lose. Will you keep being a fool or take the path to get schooled? Okay, we went through all that. And we'll release the pain. And let's see. Butterflies are, okay, and that's what she talks about her mother, black butterfly. Oh, it says, Tinka, there's a comfort when I'm lying next to you, an overwhelming joy to open my eyes and see my little baby boy. I must teach you, guide you, protect you day by day. Oh, as long as God sees willing, my job is to show you the way, but don't mistake in me, my son. If you should stumble or fall, the love I have for you is the greatest of all. Okay, so I don't believe, from what we're hearing, that they had a child together. He says he only had one daughter with the first wife, but knowing Mr. Samuels, who knows? It doesn't sound like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Could this be another child? I don't know. Like, when did she have this baby? That's something I got to try to figure out now. Times were difficult as you grew, but the test of my faith brought us through. You have angels in your life during times of strife who will protect you as I do. Interesting, though, because remember, he always says men should not get with women who have children. So I can't see, but again, we know this man does not practice what he preaches, because I was going to say, I can't see him getting with a woman if she already had a son, or did she have the son after him, or did they have the son again? I don't know. That's something we got to find out, y'all. So she's talking about her son. That's great. The best job in the world is to be your parent. So it looks like, Love Mom 2000. Yeah, I don't know, because they were married in 2008. So is it possible that she wanted to tell the world that he was a fraud, but basically she said, Girl D, exactly. That's yes. She wanted to say something, but she said it's not her place. You know, remember Yolanda Adams says this battle is not mine, it's the Lord's. She was smart. She knew that it was going to come out, but it's almost tragic because she's almost, I'm not saying she's predicting his death, but she is predicting his downfall. He took the wrong road with that nurse. Oh Lord. It was she really a nurse? That's the thing. Was she really a nurse? All of these players. So I don't know if some of you guys are new to my channel, but I did a video. My internet has been kind of acting up, so you guys may like it's been stalling. So I apologize. I did a video where I show that Kevin Samuels early on in his career, he was with Sinful the P, who's a pimp, Freeze, who's a pimp, and O'Shea Dukes, who has been accused of sex trafficking. So all of these people that he's affiliated with, I mean, they have kind of seedy past. So the nurse, who knows? Was she really a nurse? Because it seems to me, my question was that, was his image consulting really a front or a cover for an escort service? You know, because I mean, if on his Facebook page, he alleges that he put couples together, but were he put them together for money? And these are all questions. I'm not accusing the man of anything, but we must ask these questions. D says he looks totally different from just as recent as 4 years ago. Exactly. I said that too. I think this man bleached, totally bleached. I'm thinking when his YouTube money came rolling in is when he really got cocky. Absolutely. Yeah. But remember, so when he first started, he was kind of under O'Shea Dukes. O'Shea Dukes was bigger than him, and Sinful the P, like Sinful the P and the other Pimp Freeze. He was their moderator. Like he was the peon working with all these little people. So he talks about, like you said, he bleaches, or well, allegedly, we can see that the man is lighter. He talks about women in weaves. This man has a unit. You know how Mickey the barber, how she does those units for men? If you could see his receding hairline, that man had a male weave. There's nothing wrong with it, but you're putting people down when you yourself, sir, you have a unit as well. And I keep seeing it because I saw a picture where you could see the line of demarcation. Cinnamon says, "Ad D, definitely agree." Yeah, I think he bleached. I think he got an image consultant. I think that he aligned himself. Remember, he talks about being part of a secret society or a network of men. I think he kind of changed and kind of catapulted himself. You know, when you look good and you speak well, people will just believe you. You guys go back and watch Inventing Anna. It's on Netflix. And watch 6 Degrees of Separation, where you see these con artists. If people look the part and they act the part, which I'm going to start lying, and I said I'm going to start telling lies too. By next year, y'all going to call me Keisha Samuels child, because I'm going to lose some weight and get a nice little suit dress and come up here and start telling lies. I'm a chemical engineer and I am the vice president of the la la la. Why not? Hell, people fall for anything. But I'm kidding. Let's see. I'm back to the poetry. And she's going on to talk about her son. So this is about as far as I got. Once I saw that, I knew. I think here she's just talking about, her mom's passing. Yeah, she's talking about her mom. The dark silence that entered your body didn't take away your smile. No longer in pain or taking those synthetic pills. See, this is why I know if this is the wife and Kevin is that husband, which maybe she was married more than once, but I didn't see that she was. I only saw that she was married to Kevin. She's talking about her mother no longer in pain or taking those pills. These are very real scenarios she's speaking to. So when she's talking about this man, she's telling us exactly what's going on in their marriage, because she's being so straightforward here. It's not like you would, speak to such detail about one thing and shift and lie about something else. She's pretty much, I know the manosphere is going to be like, oh, she's not talking about him. Y'all don't know. You're just making up something. No, This woman was probably, it's like a diary, writing out her emotions and feelings and telling the truth, and got it published and did it as a way to heal, not expecting that he was going to leave so early. Yeah, this is sad. And here she's talking about, moments of disbelief when she can't believe that her mom is gone. Yeah, losing somebody, sad. The funeral, no one really knows after the service is over. And she's talking about grief. Really sad. Oh, okay. She says, the sudden loss of my mother is nothing like I've ever experienced. It's an overwhelming void. I thought my heart was broken before. I was wrong. It is now into pieces. Oh, prayers to you, sweetie. Because I know that man must have been a pill. But, the one thing about it seems like she was able to write and hopefully get some healing. A mother's lessons. How do you think you're so smart? I taught you your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. I read to you in my womb. I breastfed you because that was the best food for a newborn. How do you think you're so smart? And any mothers out there, don't we think that about our kids? Like, look, I raised your little behind, and now you think you've grown and you know more than me. I know that feeling. I taught you to think, how to get back up and walk, how to talk, gave you protection, direction to navigate your way through. Although I'm degreed, worked 2 jobs at a time, sometimes to make sure we had a roof and lights on. I totally know what she's talking about. That's just the way of the world for some. Yeah, I had to not deny you extras, but of all your needs were met, son. How do you think you're so smart? Do you think it just fell from the sky? No, I sacrificed many things in many ways to give you. Amen. You're my best child. Thank goodness for your grandmother. She was always an angel from above. She spoiled you with things in love, and I gave you love and discipline. How do you think you're so smart? Because we both poured into our hearts. Her mother again. Darkness might win a battle, but the light of the world wins the war. And I think this is definitely true with him. Darkness might win a battle. He made a message, a resounding message across, I'm going to say the United States. Some people said in abroad as well. But let's just say he made a message and mobilized the whole group of men and some women. But the light of the world wins the war. There are going to be some people who are in denial. Oh, Kevin Samuels, Hail the King, the Godfather, the fraud. Yeah, but the light wins the war. No matter what they say, most of the things that we're finding out is that he was a fraud. So they've been conned. Believe it if you want to. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, well, anyway, Kevin was getting over because he was well dressed and well spoken. He was the definition of the saying "clever like a fox." Yeah, she has a part in there where she talks about the foxes. He fooled a lot of people. But I will say, if you guys get a chance, check out her book. It's called Gracefully Broken. And it says a compilation of love, heartache, and triumph. But really, it's the story of their marriage. And it chronicles him being a fraud, in my opinion. So I think this is the smoking gun that we need. That if you had any questions about it, here it is. But anyway, thank you for joining the channel. Thank you. Please leave a like, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let people know so that they can hear what she was saying about it, because it's all here. All right. Bye.